We've all seen AI slop on the internet by this point. Bizarre Instagram reels of adorable animals doing human things, LinkedIn posts about the startup grind set written in an annoyingly cheery tone, and of course, a robotic voice reading out a Reddit relationship advice post over a video of Subway Surfers gameplay. This all seems innocent enough. It's just farming views and clicks. At worst, it's some annoying stuff you scroll past as you endlessly flick through reels. But it's not actually harmless. In fact, this type of content is a meaningful component of modern fascist propaganda. In this video, I'm going to explain why AI slop has become the aesthetic of modern technofascism and how we as creatives can respond to it. First off, what is AI slop? AI slop is low-effort AI-generated content. It can be entertaining, cute animals doing human things, Reddit voiceovers, etc. But it can also be a major source of misinformation, like fake news stories or disaster videos. And of course, it's quickly become the favorite aesthetic of technofascists. Fascism, above all, is an ideology characterized by aesthetics. It aestheticizes politics. Under fascism, power is concentrated in fewer hands, but the masses are shown a spectacle to give them the impression, the aesthetic, of power, without changing the structural relations in society. This aesthetic of power, often centered around nationalism and in-group superiority, helps create buy-in for fascism despite a continued decline in quality of life. The deterioration of conditions essentially results in a treadmill of one more purge of outsiders, I swear, this one will fix the economy for sure, as the fascist state spirals into worse and worse conditions for the people living under it. Fascist tendencies also tend to adhere to a mythos. Traditional values, returning to the glory days, superiority of a certain ethnic or religious group, things of this nature. Having a mythos with buy-in from the in-group is key to fascists retaining power, even while the average citizen's life is actively getting worse. After all, hope's a powerful thing. As long as people believe that their country will somehow be made great again, you can get away with a whole lot. Building this mythology requires fascist art to fit certain themes in almost a cookie-cutter fashion. Almost like it could be made by a machine. Don't read into that too much. On the other hand, most artists tend to view art as capturing the thoughts and emotions the artist felt when creating the piece, or making a statement about the world they live in. This kind of self-expression, especially art as political expression, is not encouraged under fascism. Thus, fascist artists tend to be in short supply. Well, except for a certain Austrian painter. The rise of AI makes it easy for fascists to generate slop that looks vaguely like art without the inconvenience of having to deal with those pesky artists and their annoying politics. It's also why artists and creatives are often targeted by fascists. They tend to be opinionated, which doesn't play well in a totalitarian state. Understandably, a political tendency that loves cookie-cutter traditionalist art and a technology that excels at generating rehashes of existing imagery are a perfect match. And that's how we got the AI slop fascism of the 2020s. There's a few key factors in the effectiveness of AI for generating fascist propaganda. One, fascist imagery is uniform and tends to follow clearly defined aesthetics. This uniformity makes it convenient to generate endless rehashes of the same formula, something AI models excel at. Two, fascist aesthetics tend to be oriented towards the past. This is helpful when generating AI images. It's harder to make a novel image that isn't in the model's training data than reproducing something that already is. Three, propaganda needs to be made quickly, and AI models can generate things fast. Quality is another story, but that's not as big of a concern when you're making propaganda. All these factors result in the aesthetic of modern technofascism. Glossy images of trad Americana where everyone has extra fingers. So where does this leave us? I'm not an expert on art or politics, but I believe that if we're going to have any kind of future, we can't rely on AI to show us the path forward. We have to do that ourselves. Artists have an important role to play in shaping our future. We can document our world, confront difficult truths, inspire action, and immortalize the ones we love. These are valuable and worthy pursuits, especially when things seem hopeless. I think there are a few avenues that can help disrupt the mythologization of fascism. One is making the connection between the personal and the political. We can reflect the humanity of the marginalized outgroups that fascism aims to eliminate in a way that anyone can relate to. And on the flip side, Depicting fascism as a destructive force it is, ruining people's lives, tearing apart families, and enacting cruelty. This will not work on fully bought-in fascists, but it will make the average person uncomfortable being associated with the groups engaging in such acts. Shame is a powerful emotion, and art is all about stirring up emotions after all. Another approach is documenting, from everyday life to the hypernormalization of the police state to the joy we make in our lives despite fascism. Documenting reality in the face of a fascist regime stands in direct opposition to the post-truth world that fascism thrives in. And with the ever-increasing volume of misinformation online, largely enabled by AI, telling real stories is more valuable than it's ever been. Plus, documenting the crimes of fascists is vital for ensuring the perpetrators are brought to justice in the future. And of course, we can bring light into the world and keep the spark of hope alive in the face of impossible odds. Maintaining optimism and joy is an immensely powerful thing. Fascism aims to achieve compliance, and there's no better way for a totalitarian regime to do that than by snuffing out hope. So creating art that lifts people's spirits and maintains that spark of hope, even in the darkest hour, is an incredibly valuable way to oppose the grinding machinery of fascism. Hopefully you're left with a clearer understanding of the relationship between AI slop and the aesthetics of fascism, as well as some ways in which artists can stand in opposition to it. Please share this with folks you think might benefit from it, and let me know in the comments what creative topics you'd like to hear me talk about next. And I'll leave you with this message. Keep making real human art. Keep telling stories. Keep bringing light into the world. Peace.